The Young and the Restless. Today, while Victor ponders his next move, Sally leaves Nick in bed to listen to Adam, and Ashley makes a demand of Tucker. During their conversation at the club, Abby inquires as to whether or not Devin is feeling better. He is, but he attributes it to more than just the fine meal and wine he had had. "You are the one I have in mind." "Yes," Abby agrees with you. In an effort to catch Dom before he nods off, they decide to grab dessert to go and catch up with him in his room. Abby says with a grin, "There's no better way to end the night." Tucker wonders aloud in his bedroom why Ashley would like him to sell to Devin. Ashley gently informs him that he's her grandson's father. As Tucker rephrases it, "Our grandson." Ashley warns that Devin is likely to lose the court case he has brought forth, which would result in the dissolution of the business he co-founded with his father. A lot can depend on it. Tucker remembers that Devin is ignoring him at the moment. "Consider it a peace offering," Ashley urges him. "I'm sorry I lied to you, son, but here's my entire body of work. Is that your goal?" Ashley agrees that it's a terrific icebreaker. Tucker isn't sure if she wants to genuinely help him make up with Devin or is simply playing with him. Nikki observes that Victor is preoccupied while at the property. He freely confesses he has zero focus, probably because of Adam, she assumes. He doesn't see why she treats that as a bad thing. Nikki finds out that Adam promised his father he would return to Newman if his father was promoted to CEO. Nikki thinks it's completely absurd. For whatever reason, Victor concludes that his father was merely testing him when he instructed his son to wait, and that he would return with a counteroffer. Nikki learns that he wants to give up McCall Unlimited and dismisses it as a costly consolation. Victor explains that Adam was interested in his scheme, but that they ran into trouble since someone else learned about Tucker's debt and bought it. At this very moment, Sally and Nick are snoozing in Sally's bedroom suite. They claim it's simple when it's just the two of them. Nothing and nobody else matters. Sally wants to pause time so she can remember it forever. Nick maintains that there is no need for it to cease. They are passionately kissing when the doorbell rings. As Adam says, "Sally, it's me." After another knock, they wait for the visitor to go. "Look, it's time we had a chat. It's crucial." Nick scowls grimly. Sally puts on her robe and Nick gasps, "You're going to talk to him?" According to Sally, he won't go until she does. Nick suggests that he get rid of him, but she leaves. While Adam is wondering if they're going to have a conversation with Nick at the entrance, he sees that Nick has already inside. "Hey Nick, what's up?" he calls out. After a few drinks, Sally says, "You've been drinking." Adam babbles on about the time he got so wasted he proposed, and Nick finally decides to get out of bed to listen. Adam says he will learn from his past mistakes. He's been drinking, but it's given him the nerve to say what he thinks she wants to hear. Adam suggests that they meet in the lobby because it is neutral ground. "Is that cool with you, dude?" he shouts. Nick insists she's free to do whatever she wants, but he'd lock the door in his face if he tried. After Adam assures her it's not like that, Sally says she'll meet him after she changes. Ashley and Tucker debate her proposal over a nightcap in his suite. Tucker was still taken aback by the fact that she now held the majority of his debt, and him. Ash tells him to picture her as a patron who believes in him and wants to see him succeed. Tucker senses that she is preparing to stab him in the heart and is hiding a knife behind her back. Ashley jokes that he should treat this as serious business. "I'm not recommending that you sell to Devin. Rather, I'm insisting that you do it." "What if I don't agree with this plan?" Tucker pondered. "I think you're going to wake up alone and regretful every day for the rest of your life." Ashley laments. Sally goes into her suite and tells Nick she's sorry about the disturbance. Nick insists she should not take the blame. Sally just feels obligated to have a chat with Adam. Ideally, it would be just her and the kid, but Adam is also a factor. "For the sake of the baby, I am making an effort to behave decently," and Nick gets it. After breaking the news to Adam, Sally imagines that his mind has been racing ever since they met in the foyer. He says it's difficult to take everything in and that he needed to vent to someone, so he went to Chelsea. Having them all be related is fine with Sally. She claims she is not concerned with Chelsea or Connor's ability to adjust, but rather her own. Adam agrees and is thrilled to bring a new life into the world with her. "I can already see that you're going to be an amazing mom." She appreciates him telling her that. Adam overheard her say that it wouldn't make a difference in their relationship. Chelsea showed him that he will only drive her further away if he tries to employ this tactic again. That is something he is opposed to. For the sake of their child, he intends to become the best father he can be. Sally confronts Adam, demanding to know why he rushed to her house and pounded on the door, asking whether he intended to interrupt her date with Nick. Adam considers that a nice perk. He anticipated that she would worry about his reaction and set out to reassure her. His second motivation for speaking them aloud was to force himself to follow through. Sally says he seems more mature now than she has in the past. They're tittering about how he's acting like a grown-up, and Nick walks in the room just as they start. Nikki wonders aloud to Victor at the ranch if he thinks a friend or acquaintance of theirs bought Tucker's debt. Victor claims that Michael is investigating the matter further. Victoria speculated that it was Devon, but Devon has zero interest in reconnecting with his father. Nikki considers some alternative megacorporations. Someone may have bought up Tucker's debt to protect him, as suggested by Victor. Nikki's eyebrows raise in a puzzlement. Who? Currently, Victor is blanking on a specific name. Suddenly, Nikki exclaims, "Actually, I can." When alone with Ashley in his apartment, Tucker expresses his gratitude and informs her that her act touched him deeply. It's possible that her buying out his debt and forcing his hand is the kindest thing anyone has done for him. She is concerned about him since she sees that he is genuinely trying to be a good parent, but lacks the skills to do it. He appreciates it very much. Ashley appreciates his realization but feels it is insufficient. If he doesn't take it now, it won't mean anything. Tucker is concerned that Devon has distanced himself from him. Ashley argues back that perhaps it's because she hasn't been clear. Failure is not an option. Nikki reveals to Victor at the ranch that Ashley may have purchased Tucker's debt in an effort to shield him from legal action. But Victor is reluctant. She really dislikes him. While investigating Diane, Nikki says she unintentionally drew closer to him. She went to Paris, but returned very quickly. Possibly the old emotions are back. Victor feels confident that Ashley is far too savvy to be fooled by Tucker's lies. Nikki insists that intelligence is irrelevant here. Simply put, Victor has a hard time accepting this. Nick calls the babysitter to tell Sally that Christian had a bad dream as they wait in the hotel lobby. Sally reassures him that Adam is being good. Nick leaves after a goodnight kiss. Returning her attention to Adam, Sally tells him that she has to get some sleep. For Adam's part, he recommends that she get some shut-eye. Sally is relieved that they were able to have this discussion, and she hopes that he will remain as dedicated to his promise tomorrow as he is now. Adam reassures her, saying that he understands how difficult it may be to stop wondering what could have been. He felt compelled to say it, as Sally points out. Now more than ever, Adam hopes she finds the joy she deserves. Sally appreciates his help. Devon and Abby are thinking about getting Dom a big boy bed in the penthouse. Abby is unsure. He still appears quite diminutive. Of course, Lily is Devon's next best bet, but Abby plans to approach Victoria with the inquiry. When Devon answers his ringing phone, he's taken aback to hear Tucker's voice on the other end. When his dad asked if they could talk, Devon said there was nothing worth hearing. Tucker tries to argue, but Devon cuts him off. Abby probes if he doesn't have at least a passing interest in what he has to say. Perhaps he is trying to make amends with you. After talking to her mom about her feelings for him, Devon learns her opinion has shifted significantly. Abigail claims her mom thinks he has hope for a change. Devon is curious as to whether or not Abby feels he should give him a second opportunity. There's no harm in hearing him out, she argues. Devon is skeptical because his father constantly lies to him, but he acknowledges that a small part of him really hopes he can trust Tucker. When asked if she agrees, Abby nods and says, "You need a father." Devon is currently too busy to be concerned with Tucker's whereabouts. He examines a picture of Neil and declares, "He is my true father and he'd know what to do." He thanks Abby for her time and says he enjoys hearing her thoughts. Even if they only converse or are in close proximity to one another, he feels better. There's nowhere else Abby would rather be, and she tells him that before they lock lips, they want to have a bedroom sex session soon. Nikki, back at the ranch, feels that it would be a form of poetic justice if Tucker lost Ashley's business. The phone rings and Victor tells Nikki that Adam has arrived. Nikki observes that it's late and assumes that Adam must be rushing in because of something important on his mind. The woman leaves. Adam tells Victor he's curious about the latter's plans. If he is being honest about this great opportunity he has, he would like to hear the plan. Just give Victor a little more time. Certain details aren't in place just yet. It's puzzling to Adam how he can even begin to conceptualize anything that could be on par with managing Newman. It's at this point that Victor announces, "I'm going to acquire McCall Unlimited. It's shaping up to be a huge, influential corporation, and I want you to be the one in charge of it." Adam cracks a happy grin. Tucker complains to Ashley in his suite about how uncommunicative Devon has become. She says angrily, "You enjoy a challenge. The higher the stakes, the better. You can gain everything in the end if you take this chance." She's going to get mad at herself if he doesn't start being productive soon. The phrase, "whatever it takes to make this happen," Tucker bellows, "all right." Once he achieves his goal, he wants to know what will happen next. Does it only concern my redemption, or do we all stand to benefit from this? That, Ashley thinks, would be a big step toward convincing her that he wants to improve as a person and make the necessary changes. The caveat: let's get the basics sorted out first. Sally goes back to her room and sighs heavily. Nick calls her on video chat, letting her know that Christian has found a good home, and inquiring as to how she terminated things with Adam. They reportedly parted ways on cordial terms. Nick wants to take her out, but she is too tired to go. "Have a good night and I'll see you in the morning." Instead of calling, she wonders why he chose to video chat. He yearned for one final glimpse of her beaming grin. "Good night," Sally says cheerfully. Victor informs Adam at the ranch that he is not yet prepared to reveal how he plans to steal Tucker's business from him. As Adam thinks McCall would make him the scapegoat, he goes after him. Victor warns him to calm down and acknowledges that he has reached an impasse. He plans to take action once he determines who is responsible. When Devon becomes thirsty in the penthouse, he heads to the bar and checks his phone. He sets down the water bottles, takes it up, and sends a text to Tucker. "Coffee first thing in the morning. In other words, you have 30 minutes from now." Tucker receives the message in his suite and immediately informs Ashley that Devon has changed his mind. "Appreciate it. As Ashley puts it, I didn't do much." She's pleased for him but advises, "Don't screw it up. There is a potential that this is your last chance with Devon. There's just too much at stake for him to fail now," and Tucker agrees.